Welcome, friends, to this reflection for Tuesday in the first week of Lent. In the Gospel for today from Matthew chapter 6, Jesus gives essential teaching on prayer and goes on to give us the prayer which we call the Our Father or the Lord's Prayer. Now, one of the key Lenten practices is prayer. And today we hear that prayer is not just a matter of saying words, and it's not primarily about asking for things. St. John of Damascus said that prayer is raising the heart and the mind to God. Surely this reflects Jesus' teaching not to babble. Rather, our hearts and intentions must be in the words we say. This takes some focus, some attention to bring meaning to the words we say. Our words of prayer are not like empty, magical incantations in fairy tales. Rather, they are meant to express the heart. Our words are an expression of relationship. It was St. Teresa of Avila, the 16th century Carmelite mystic and doctor of the Church, who said that prayer is nothing more than spending time with one who loves us. Our words, then, are an expression of love for the one who loves us. Jesus says in this gospel that God knows our needs even before we ask Him. This means that our prayer is about being in relationship. Prayer is the fuel, the lifeblood of our relationship, our friendship with God. It's about being connected to God, not only getting what we want from God. The Our Father prayer, which Jesus goes on to give His disciples, is the most perfect of all prayers, in that, as St. Augustine says, it contains in itself a summary of all the prayers we might make. Everything is there. The words of this prayer are like old friends, words that comfort and reorientate us back to our center and our true identity as children of a loving Father. There are 7 petitions in the Lord's Prayer, of which the first 3 orientate us to God as Father and ask for the fulfillment of His holiness, His kingdom, and His will. They are a prayer that our will and our world will be aligned to God. To address God as our Father is to acknowledge our origin in Him, not only as individuals, but collectively as a family of God. We realize that we are connected to all those whom He has created. Every human person is our brother or sister. To ask that His name be held holy, hallowed, is to reverence and worship Him. To pray that His kingdom comes is to acknowledge the sovereignty of God over all hearts and all things. To pray that God's will be done is to commit ourselves to bringing our will into alignment with God's will. The next 4 petitions are a recognition of our utter dependency on God. We express our needs, ask for forgiveness, pray for protection, and seek salvation. To pray for bread is to recognize that our existence depends on the providential nourishment, spiritual and physical, we receive from God. To pray for forgiveness is to recognize our need for mercy and commit ourselves to showing mercy to others. To pray for protection against temptation is to unambiguously want to do the good with God's help. To pray for deliverance from evil is to be determined to take a stand against evil in all its forms. Mother Teresa gives a beautiful commentary on the Our Father prayer in saying, "Let us live the Our Father prayer, and then we will be saints. Everything is there, God, myself, my neighbor. If I forgive, I can be holy, I can pray. Everything comes from a humble heart. When we have such a heart, we will know how to love God, how to love ourselves, and how to love our neighbor." God bless you all.